And they've got like this really cool like spaceship looking thing. Or airplane or whatever you want to call it. And so what they're telling us is that these two triangles may be congruent. Well, let me word it as they do. It says multiple choice. It says the wings of an SR-71 Blackbird suggest that there are congruent triangles. Now remember, the symbol for congruent is an equal sign with the tilde over it. Triangles. And the symbol for a triangle is just a triangle. Okay? And then they give us some information. So they say that this is like angle A, this is B, this is C, and then this is D, this is E, and this is F. They tell us that this angle here is 30 degrees. They tell us that this angle here is also 30 degrees. And then they say that this angle here is 75 degrees. And they ask us, what is the measure of angle D? Okay. How do I figure that out? Well, first of all, we got to guess and see which angle is congruent to D. So these are usually written in a specific way. I can assume, although it's not given, it suggests. For the plane to fly properly, you would guess that the left wing is pretty much identical to the right wing, right? And it's mirrored. So we might make the assumption that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF, right? You might assume that. And if that's the case, we want to know, what is the measure of angle D? Well, what of those angles would be congruent to D? A. Right? And the reason we know that is because of where they're placed in the way that I wrote the triangle. We always label in order. We start at one angle and then we rotate around the figure. Now we can rotate clockwise or we can rotate counterclockwise, but it's supposed to be written in a way that ABC alphabetically is going from one angle to the next angle to the next angle. And DEF is the same thing. With the objects being mirrored, though, it may not be as clear, but that's okay. So now what do I need to do to find the angle for measure A? Well, the measure for angle A what is ABC equal to? 180. So I have B plus the measure of angle C should equal 180, right? Or the measure of angle A plus 30 plus 75 should equal 180 degrees, correct? The sum of the interior angles equals 180. So I have the measure of angle A is equal to 105, whoops, plus 105 is equal to 180. So then I'm going to subtract 105 from both sides. And, whoops, that should be 105. Now, let me fix that. That'll confuse somebody that's not paying attention. 105. And I get the measure of angle A. Man, my smart board is not being very smart today. Is equal to 75 degrees. Right? And to quickly check, if this is 75 degrees, what's 75 plus 75? 150 plus the 30 is 180, so that works. So then this should be 75 degrees. So we would say that the measure of angle D is equal to the measure of angle A, or the measure of angle D is equal to 75 degrees. Does that make sense? How about a round of applause for that perfectly drawn? It's not a spaceship. It's a war machine. What would you jet?
It's like a stealth bomb. Yeah, it's like a stealth plane.
Yeah, it's like a stealth
But it doesn't
bomber.
drop.